Live in high definition. Caring, committed, proud of East Texas. You're watching East Texas News Weekend.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. Closed until further notice is what a sign reads on the doors of the Klein Animal Shelter in Jacksonville. There are still animals inside, and those animals are being cared for by shelter employees. Jacksonville police went inside the shelter last night, and according to a vet who went with them, the animals currently in the shelter do not have any health problems. The woman in charge of the shelter, Angela Wallace, was arrested yesterday morning. She was arraigned today and taken to the Cherokee County Jail. East Texas News Weekend's Francesca Washington was back in Jacksonville today and talked to people who gave up animals to the shelter and say now they want them back.
There's no words to describe animals being treated like this.
You can hear the cries from inside the Klein Animal Shelter. And today you could hear them from the outside too.
Talk to you, sir! Brought a cat that was neutered that I've taken to Tyler, and Tyler has it, able to take it in because I live in Cherokee County, and then I bring the animal here, and I want the feedback of where it's gone to.
But the doors of the shelter were locked. Now residents are desperate for answers.
I wanted to see if I could get a cat out of there.
And the residents aren't alone. Director of Operations for SPCA of East Texas, Deborah Dobbs, says earlier this week they tagged some of the shelter's animals.
Which means we had claimed them and were willing to rescue and adopt them out. And when we attempted to reclaim those dogs yesterday, the doors had already been closed to the facility.
The city of Tyler is working on building their own animal facility, but it won't be ready for another year. And the SPCA wants to do their part to ensure animals are kept safely and humanely.
We are also working to build an adoption center here locally so that we can take some of that burden off of the city of Tyler and Smith County.
Jacksonville police officials say if you have an animal in the shelter that you want to reclaim, you can call the Klein Animal Shelter and leave a detailed message. A shelter board member will return your call. In Jacksonville, Francesca Washington, East Texas News.
Again, right now, no animals from Tyler are being taken to the shelter in Jacksonville. The city of Tyler does have a temporary holding facility on SPCA property where they typically keep animals overnight. However, SPCA officials say it's not a permanent solution. The Jacksonville Police Department has warrants out for the arrests of 3 other Klein shelter employees. They say that number could increase. The victim of a shooting in an East Texas neighborhood has been identified. Police say they found 22-year-old Omar Hernandez dead with a gunshot wound yesterday inside a house in the 500 block of Jones Street in Longview. They're still investigating what led to the shooting and are asking anyone with information to come forward. A house fire in a rural East Texas community has a small army of investigators sifting through possible evidence after a man's body is found in the burned rubble. Fire crews and police were called to the house in the 7,000 block of County Road 291 in Rusk County after midnight early Friday morning. Neighbors say they woke up to the sound of 2 separate explosions. The investigation has drawn Rusk Sheriff's deputies, Texas Rangers, ATF agents, and arson investigators to the scene. The man's name and the cause of his death have not been released. Investigators now have not called what happened here an accident and are not ruling out foul play.
It was just a terrific loud boom. You could tell it was not a gun sound. It was much too loud for that. And then shortly thereafter was a second one. Anything that goes on that's out of the ordinary, I just cringe.
The man's body has been sent to a Dallas forensics lab for examination. We have an update in the case of the man accused of killing the Kaufman County District Attorney, the DA's wife, and a top prosecutor. The Terrell Tribune is reporting Eric Williams, seen here in a Rockwall County courtroom in December, is asking for a new trial based on tests that show he has signs of brain damage. The Tribune reports a judge agreed to medical tests to determine if Williams, a former Kaufman County Justice of the Peace, was driven to violence because of neurological damage resulting from diabetes. Williams was sentenced to death for killing Cynthia McClellan and her husband in April 2013. Prosecutors argued the murders were retaliation after DA Mike McClellan and prosecutor Mark Hassey caught Williams stealing computers from the county. Williams was convicted and lost his license to practice law and his position as a justice of the peace. His wife, Kim Williams, pleaded guilty to first-degree murder in Hassey's death and was sentenced to 40 years in prison. What was supposed to be a calm day at a Central Florida mall turns into chaos after a man walks into a food court and opens fire, leaving 2 dead. Police say Jose Garcia Rodriguez walked into this Melbourne mall at around 9:30 this morning, saw his wife, and started shooting, killing 1 man before turning the gun on himself. His wife is expected to survive. Witnesses in the food court say they scrambled to take cover.
We just gotten our food to sit down by Starbucks and Chick-fil-A, and all of a sudden you just hear the pop, 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 and then you just drop everything and your body makes you run. It was a frightening experience. It's something that you don't ever want anybody to experience. It was crazy.
I figured somebody was shooting somebody. It's going on all the time now.
Police believe the shooting stemmed from a domestic situation. They say Garcia had 3 handguns and several pockets of ammunition. The mall is closed tonight. Officers say they hope to have it open again for business tomorrow. European nations are on high alert today, deploying officers to guard potential terror targets. President Obama joined British Prime Minister David Cameron in pledging to present a united front against the growing threat from terror. One of the major priorities for the U.S. and its allies is to identify the more than 19,000 foreign fighters who have traveled to Syria, who might be planning attacks in their home countries.
Social media and the internet is the primary way in which these terrorist organizations are communicating. Now, that's no different than anybody else, but they're good at it, and when we have the ability to track that in a way that is legal, conforms with due process, rule of law, and presents oversight, then that's a capability that we have to preserve.
The British Prime Minister has pushed for changes to how some internet companies are encrypting their communications, something President Obama says he is also worried about. Mitt Romney is responding to the rumors that he's considering a 3rd run at the White House. The former presidential nominee stood center stage at the GOP's annual winter meeting last night in San Diego and said he believes the party could win in 2016 in the House, Senate, and White House. His wife, Ann Romney, insists he will not be running. However, the former candidate did say his wife believes people get better with experience and remarked that he had plenty of experience running for president. A trip to the car wash ended with a stranger hiding in one man's trunk. Watch as the stranger climbs out of the trunk and tries to explain what happened, coming up next. Plus, these men look like they won the lottery, but what's actually happening in this selfie will likely put them behind bars. We'll explain their mistake after breaking into a Houston truck. You're watching East Texas News Weekend, your East Texas news leader. Selfies taken on an iPad shortly after it and thousands of dollars in cash were stolen could land the suspects in jail. Randy Schaefer says the cloud clued him into what was happening to everything stolen out of his truck in Houston. The suspects took more than a dozen pictures of themselves. Their mistake? Taking the iPad to a Starbucks where it connected to the internet and loaded the pictures for Schaefer and police to see.
Well, at first I wondered who they were, and then immediately, within seconds, I realized who they were, and then I saw that they had my money in their mouth.
Schaefer found some of his other stolen items ditched behind the same Starbucks. He hopes the selfies of celebration will turn into important evidence used to find and convict the men responsible for the theft. A man goes to a car wash and comes back with an extra passenger, a stranger hiding in the trunk, and the whole thing was caught on camera. Take a look at this.
A knock on the trunk led to a startling find inside this car as a stranger climbs out.
I was like, wow, I did not believe there was someone in there. And after especially getting car washed too, just surreal.
Eddie Landeros shot this video with his cell phone as police surrounded his brother's car after he had returned from this Pomona car wash.
When he got home, he heard some knocking in the back of the trunk, and he wanted to make sure it wasn't his system just, still moving. So he kind of just hit his trunk and he heard someone tap again back. And he was, okay, there's someone definitely in my car.
Sal Landeros and his son Chris carefully opened the trunk, unsure of who was inside and why.
So they said, okay, open it slowly. He saw the eyes and slammed it back again. I said, forget it, just call cops. Yeah, real scary.
As police surrounded the car, their tasers and guns drawn, the man climbed out, happy to be free, only to be handcuffed and taken into custody.
He was saying sorry a lot and that he was running away from someone that was collecting or needed his money because he didn't pay up or something. And I guess he worked at the car wash too. So he must have got in while they were washing it. He just closed the trunk on himself.
The family can now laugh about the bizarre encounter, but say it was frightening as it unfolded.
Something, I mean, you don't expect. I mean, even the police officer said that this is a new one for us. We've never been seeing this one.
It's not clear if the man found in the trunk will be charged with any crime. The Landeros family says they'll try a different car wash next time. Can you imagine? That would be absolutely terrifying.
Just hearing the noise.
Someone knocking back at you. I don't know. But speaking of car washes, beautiful day, beautiful weekend.
I passed by the car wash on Broadway, and there's so many people out there.
And it's a good time.
Yeah, definitely some warmer weather right now, and it's feeling great outside. So definitely if you have those outdoor plans, any outdoor plans or some chores to do, you might want to take care of it this weekend, because you know these Texas weather doesn't stay the same for long. I'll have details on your forecast coming up in just a bit. But first, let's take a look at our Great and Flannery neighborhood weather net site. Out in Athens, they got up to a high of 69 degrees today, feeling very nice, and still 62 right now. We'll have more on your forecast right after this.
The Storm Tracker Live Doppler Network, the most accurate weather where you live.
Well, the day started off a little chilly, but the afternoon was just about perfect across East Texas. Mostly sunny skies, and the good news is that'll continue, at least for now. Let's go and take a look at Storm Tracker Live Doppler radar, and you can see a few more clouds starting to make their way into deep East Texas. But for the most part, we've stayed mostly clear throughout the day, and that's because this area of high pressure has kind of settled into the region. That's allowed that warmer air to really move in, and that'll continue at least for the next several days. But then taking a look out towards the southwest, you can see this area of cloud cover with this moisture continuing to stream in towards the northeast. You can see just staying towards the south of Tyler, but it'll meet up with this next cold front that's going to move through the area this evening and overnight tonight. Now, it's a weak cold front. You can see no real moisture associated with this front, so not expecting any rainfall as we head throughout the rest of your weekend, nor am I expecting temperatures to get much cooler over the next several days. Looking at temperatures right now, the front's already moved through Amarillo, but still 50 degrees there right now. But look, just very warm temperatures into the mid to the upper 60s still heading into southern portions of Texas. And temperatures locally right now, we're still seeing some 60s this evening into the upper 50s to lower 60s across the area. Now, it'll still be a chilly night tonight, but still expecting that warmth to continue heading throughout the next several days. Bob Martin and Hideaway reporting 62 degrees. Our other weather watchers really enjoying this weather. It's also 62 in Pittsburgh, 61 down in Trawick, and 60 degrees in Broadus. As we head throughout the overnight hours, we will expect temperatures to kind of cool down, but skies staying mostly clear to partly cloudy, with those winds shifting towards the northwest as that cold front moves through the area between 5 to 10 miles per hour. Temperatures falling into the upper 30s to lower 40s across the area. And then for tomorrow, another beautiful day in store, though, warm and sunny, with those winds quickly shifting back towards the southwest. That's why it's a weak cold front. Not really going to see that cold northerly air moving into the area for very long, so high temperatures able to warm back into the middle 60s. Now, mapping this out for you on Precision Cast, we'll continue to see that cold front move through the area by Sunday morning, out of the way, but this area of high pressure will continue to keep us nice, dry, and mild through the rest of your weekend and heading into Monday. But then watch this next cold front starting to make its way towards the south and the east. By Tuesday morning, we'll start to see it move through the area, and that'll bring some much cooler weather back into the forecast as we head into the mid and later parts of the week and heading into your weekend, with a few slight rain chances possible as we head into Thursday. Planning your evening, 51 degrees by 10 o'clock. It'll get chilly heading into the early morning into the upper 30s. By noontime, we'll be into the middle 50s. And checking out your 3-day forecast, take a look. Just very nice. Staying in the 60s throughout the week. Low temperatures climbing into the low to the middle 40s. So Martin Luther King Day looking very nice. A lot of people having off for that, mostly sunny skies. Then that cold front will move through on Tuesday. So check out the rest of your 7-day forecast. You can see by Wednesday, temperatures into the middle 50s. Then by Thursday, some more moisture moving in. So we'll see that 30% chance of rain, but looking like it could start to clear out by Friday. Then watching another little front on Saturday that could bring a little moisture for the weekend. Still a little far out, though, to notify any rain chances right now, but it's been nice today.
Right, get out there while you can. Yes.
It was nice today.
It was. Thank you, Daniel.
Yep.
The Stephen F. Austin men's basketball team puts its Southland Conference winning streak on the line in Abilene today. Highlights of the Jackson Wildcats are coming up. Plus, we head to the Big 12 and SEC to check in on Baylor and Texas A&M. Stay with us on East Texas News Weekend.
When the Stephen F. Austin men's basketball team takes the court for a South End Conference game, you almost take for granted the Jacks are going to win. Dating back to last year, SFA has won 21 straight SLC regular season games. The Jacks put their streak on the line today at Abilene Christian. The SFA was looking for their 13th consecutive victory. First half we go, Thomas walk up to Demetrius Floyd, and Floyd hits the pull-up jumper. SFA up 15-12. Jacks, well, they extend their lead here. Jacob Parker, wing three, count it, yes sir. Parker had 12 points on the day. Jacks up by 6. Then off the steal, Thomas walk up to Ty Charles. He makes the reverse layup. The Jacks, though, trailed by 4 at the half. Second half, different story. Parker to walk up on the backdoor cut. Walk up puts it up and in. He had a career-high 30 points. Jacks pull away to win it 82-64. They claim their 13th straight win. Let's go to the women's game between SFA and ACU. Second half we go. Lady Jacks feed it inside to Portia Roberts. She makes the little turnaround jumper. Roberts had a huge game. More on that in a minute. ACU hanging around, though. Lizzie Dimba, nice up and under move inside. So SFA back and forth we go. Lady Jacks with an answer. That's Roberts with the and one. She had 25 points. And then check out the defense. Roberts says, get that out of here. Game went to OT, but the Lady Jacks pull it off 71-69. SFA has now won 4 in a row. Let's go to the Big 12 now from today. Baylor at Kansas State. Second half, Torian Prince steals it, and he'll go coast to coast. Baylor up 46-37, but that lead would go away. Wildcats make a run. Nino Williams cans the baseline jumper. K-State now up by 3. Baylor, though, not going easy. Kenny Cherry makes the bucket plus the foul. But last chance for Cherry here coming up. He'll miss it. Kansas State will pull the upset 63-61. SEC action, A&M at LSU. Second half we go. Josh Gray to a wide open Jordan Mickey underneath. That's good. Tigers up by 7. Then fast break. Gray all the way. No one stops him. Lays it up in, and LSU up by 6. But the Aggies hang around. Alex Caruso, dribble drive, stop and pop, and the Aggies come back to win it late. They win it 67-64. Under new offensive coordinators Doug Meacham and Sonny Cumbie, TCU quarterback Trevon Boykin had a breakout season. Boykin was named the Big 12 Offensive Player of the Year, and he added to his trophy case by taking home the Earl Campbell Tyler Rose Award earlier this week. Boykin led the Horned Frogs to a 12-1 record while accounting for over 4,600 yards and 41 touchdowns. 2014 was good, but 2015 could be even better for Mr. Boykin.
As soon as Coach Meacham and Coach Cumbie stepped on campus, I had a conversation with Cumbie, and he basically told me, we're starting with a clean slate. So, I mean, I was willing to work hard, and it's paid off. I am excited, and I really just can't wait to get back in there so we can start putting more work in, because we really want to just take off from where we ended, and we ended pretty good. So hopefully we can just keep moving.
All right, as an OU fan, well, I don't like to say this, but they do have a legitimate shot, TCU does, of making the football playoff next year, so we'll see.
And he's ready to go.
He is. He's good. Special.
Right. Thank you, Justin. A group of puppies badly burned in a house fire are making a comeback, starting with their own photo shoot. We'll show you where their adorable pictures will end up and how it will help other pups recover, coming up next. Dogs burned when their breeder's heat lamp fell and started a fire are getting a makeover for a very important photo shoot. These puppies, known as the Blues Brothers, are going to be the newest faces of a Tennessee calendar. They're posing with the firefighters who helped rescue them nearly a month ago. The rescue center taking care of them says the puppies are making an incredible recovery.
Definitely have had a lot of pain. As long as they're getting love and attention, and that's all they're about. They're not worrying about what happened yesterday.
The calendar will feature other dogs with special conditions, and all of the money made selling the calendars will go toward treatment for the burned puppies. What a great story. They're looking good.
They are. I couldn't even hardly tell.
Exactly. Thanks for watching. Stay right here for East Texas News Weekend at 10. Don't forget you can always find the very latest news, weather, and sports 24/7 at KLTV.com and KTRE.com. Have a great night.
follow you. From exclusive web content to text and email alerts, get your news wherever you are. Join East Texas culinary specialists in the kitchen Fridays on East Texas News at 5. Plus, sign up for your chance to win an In the Kitchen apron by going to KLTV.com. Sponsored by Diamond Jack's Casino and Hotel. Always the best deal. You're watching KLTV 7, your East Texas news leader.